Are a busy solopreneur, self-employed person, or small business owner? If so, in this video, I will show you exactly the 9 stages of delegation that can be implemented right now in your company so to be able to maintain or grow your business working less as a owner. To stop being busy and this way free as much as 82% working time as we did and grow and manage your business with as little as 1 hour per day of your own working time. And it's something that we never seen on YouTube in this way, explained in this way, but it's very, very powerful. And that's why we decided to create a full video with so many slides that I will show you in a few minutes about this. But before going right into it, I introduce myself. I'm Pietro Mapper from Success Mapper. And we help solopreneurs, small business owners, and self-employed person to start, delegate, manage their business in better way, to work less, make their business more passive, focus on other things like growing the revenue, growing the profit, growing the team. Before going right into it, support us with a like, a comment, and subscribing to this channel is very, very important. And I want to mention that at the end of the video, you will also see how to see the full framework, because this is a small part of the bigger picture that is our full framework. At the end, I will tell you how to see it for free. This is the starting point. Maybe this happened to you too. It is an example with a short story. Maybe you are super busy with your job, with your business, with your solopreneur career, and you find yourself that you need to delegate. But you're not aware of how to delegate, of course, because everyone starts without knowing. And so you search infos on YouTube or Google. There is so many infos, amazing infos, but so many for different situations. It's like a mass amount of information for everyone, and it's harder to filter what you need to do and what you need to avoid. Delegation lessons are sometimes in this way not relevant, because if delegation for a solopreneur needs to be done in a specific way, delegation for a big corporation needs to be done in a totally different way. And this is a conflict that you can see often in in the management university courses, or like in a lot of courses around. Like, they are done for a type of market that usually is the most professional, most profitable, most super big businesses that have the margin to delegate in the optimal way at scale. But for small business owners and solopreneurs, sometimes this is not the case. And you're not aware sometimes. You start to delegate, but you're not aware till it happens to you. Me too. I was in this situation. Like, when I started to delegate like everyone was doing in the big companies. And you see that delegation lessons in this way are not relevant. They became too complex, not suited for your situation. Because when you are a small business owner, you need to prioritize a lot of the activities that you do. If you do activities that are done not optimal, not 100% optimal, but maybe 70% optimal, you're wasting your time. It's not the optimal delegation. But you're not aware till you make this mistake and you realize after years. And this is a big problem. For example, here I outline some stages of delegation. It's not like the final way to define delegation, because you can delegate in different ways, of course. So small companies, I can see like a small companies between 0 to 8 team members. So the number here about how many people are you delegating to. 8 to 25 is like a small company, but it's starting to become like sort of bigger, medium. 8 sometimes is the number where you need to start to have more specialists and delegate more of the management side, and the decisions and the responsibility need to be delegated more from 8 to 25, for example. But then there are other stages: 25 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000. There is different type of delegation for every stages. And most of the content around, you are not sure exactly what is optimal for each one of these different level of team members. So most courses, university lessons are focused here, and makes sense because usually companies, the bigger is the company, the more is profitable, the more operations are efficient, and the more like a small percentage of improvement creates a big profit that can be worth to invest in for a well-done delegation. But from 0 to 8 is more complex. Like usually it's more amateurish kind of delegation because people start in this way and they make a lot of mistakes, and there is no specific courses because is I mean it's less profitable to sell these kind of courses probably. I don't know. A lot of stages of delegation, what we focus is exactly here. Like, if this is your situation, you have a problem with delegation, you needed to have a specific definition of delegation. And that's why we define the solution that we will show you later. I know that I talk a lot, so please stay with me because it's a long presentation for some people. There is a lot of slides, a lot of content here, but it's very, very important. Also, if you have a specific question, you can leave them below and stay at the end of the video also because we have a specific training, free training of the full framework to delegate properly. If you are in this range from 0 to 8 team members, you want to go. So stay with me, please. I promise it's very worth it. And as you see, the stage 0 to 8, we divided also in different levels. So delegation from 0 to 1, from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 is different delegation because 0 to 1 probably you are just delegating for the first time. 3 to 4, maybe you already did some mistake, you can delegate in a different way. So this is also why we define the 7 stages that you will see later. So these are the 7 stages, and this is a graphical representation. Is a summary that also in our framework, in the free framework that we'll talk about at the end of this video, we explain these stages where are in our framework, in the full framework. Also, these 7 stages we explain in what part of the framework are in the full training at the end of the video, but here we will try to go more into details about what is the transition from stage 1, 2, 3 till arrive to 7. So we have defined 7 stages of delegation evolution. To introduce you can see here graphically 7 stages with different colors that try to explain to you what we never seen around, because a lot of people show you a static type of delegation, but not the transition. We divided in baby steps, small steps that you can implement, small transition, so that you are aware of what exactly you need to do in every step. Okay, so the benefits of these 7 stages is understand the stage you are, so you can come back here when you want in the next month, in the next year, and see if you are in a specific stage to understand what you need to do next or what is missing in the stage. And see also the long-term plan, because this plan, if you do it alone, it can take a lot of years. I mean, if you do with a specific framework like the one we have, we reduce drastically. But even if you implement our framework, this can be a long-term plan of delegation that you can reuse in different companies. So it's a long-term delegation plan, this one. That's what I mean. It's simple but super effective. So we try to simplify as much as possible and make it as effective as possible so that you can, right now, today, watch this video and be able to learn something that you can implement start to delegate and free like 5% of your working time and 10% of your working time. Okay, so this is the first stage. Most of solopreneurs or self-employed people start from here. You see, the owner is doing everything. So the green is the owner activity. The owner is doing 100% of the activities. And without roles, structure, and department. This is something that most people don't get it, don't understand from the beginning. The best way to delegate, to start to delegate, is to delegate to ourselves. So basically taking our self as a person and divide ourselves in a different role. Here, you don't have different role. You need it to be, like, for example, my name is Pietro Mapper. We need to have a Pietro Mapper, the CEO, Pietro Mapper, the COO, so managing the operations, Pietro Mapper, the marketing manager, Pietro Mapper, the sales manager, for example. So you needed to divide the role and start to organize you as a person, how you manage your work. This will allow you to reach the second stage, that is having a company where you are doing all the work for now, for little time, but you have created structure, role segmentation, and detailed processes. This is explained in the full framework. I'm sorry if I mention it over and over, but I cannot go too much into details here. If you want to know more, that's at the end of the video, and there will be that. So basically, as you see, the owner here is doing all the work. There is no department, no roles, no clear generalist task. This is the worst situation. It's like you are wasting your time. Okay, and then there is the second stage. The second stage, what is the second stage doing? Basically, here you can see the transition from 1 to 2. The difference is the owner is still doing all the work, but the owner divided himself, like Pietro Mappers for me, for example. Right now, he has different roles. So different structure, different department, and also generalist tasks, you can see that are divided from the roles, because something that we do are generalist activities, some things that we do are management activities, some things that we do are specialist activities. So this is the first stage that I suggest you to implement if you're not delegating. Define your generalist, specialist, management activities and divide them. This is the first step. And when you divide, automatically you will need to develop processes and business structure that is helping you to go to the next stages. This is a sort of setup of your company, of your work. Is productivity on steroids, because you are setting up optimal productivity for yourself that you can scale and delegate to other people. And this is the first step, going from stage 2 to stage 3. As you see, you start with the department role or generalist task, and you see that there is a yellow part coming out in the stage 3, where some generalist tasks are starting to be delegated, the low-hanging fruits. We define them as evergreen activities, generalist activities in our framework. I cannot go into details, but basically you take generalist tasks and you start to select them, prioritize, create task clusters. We explain that in other videos. In the playlist also, if you are, there will be a playlist at the end of the video where you can learn about task clustering. Basically, we create these generalist tasks. We create packages and we get away from us some work. As you see, the owner right now is reducing the amount of work. The green dot is reducing itself and some work is going to the yellow. Okay, this is the movement of the task, of the work. As you see, you can see in the 9 stages, we start from a green dot where the owner is doing all the work, and we end up in a place where the owner is doing little activities, very specific, and most of the work is done from these yellow dots and the light blue dots. Is the work that is moved away. Anyway, you will see later. Okay, and then from stage 3 to stage 4, there is another stage. As you see, we started to basically, there is a little description there. The owner hired the first specialists that are responsible for some roles, department, and operations. What is happening here? So we keep giving away generalist tasks. Sometimes all the generalist tasks go away. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes it's better, depends on the business model of the company, to create a specialist department roles. A lot of people on YouTube, for example, suggest to do that. Disclaimer, you can start from specialist department delegation or generalist task delegation. You can do both. Depends of the speed that you want to delegate and grow, your skills, the budget, the time. So the speed, how much time you want to take. If you want to delegate in as little time as possible, of course, you can work with us, and we define from the start all the roles necessary, and we delegate everything together. But if you're doing it by yourself, maybe you're not willing to invest for now. You can start from one. If you're a beginner, you need to start from somewhere, right? And also do your mistakes. I mean, that's inevitable if you do things alone. You can decide, but specialist department roles are started to be created, and as you see, the green dot is reducing again, because with the specialists and departments, you started to have stronger clusters of tasks, role segmentation, we call it role segmentation in our framework, and then there is also the specialist, the usually specialists, you can manage, give away some management responsibility and decision making compared to generalist tasks that can be done from a VA without responsibilities. I mean, with little responsibilities and little decision power. So this is a possible transition. I think is one transition that can suit 99% of the situation. It's not easy, as I said, but we clarify in the end. So stay with us. I know it's very boring. These video slides are, I talk too much. I know, I'm Italian, so, but it's super powerful and super important, and something that I searched it, there is nothing similar on YouTube. Talking about this transition and defining this type of evolution. And if you have any question, please leave a comment. Is of course helping us for the engagement, but also we can answer and maybe create content suited for your situation. The last step is how an ideal delegation would look like. Okay, so this is the starting point of optimal delegation. Is starting to look like real delegation. You have some specialists, you have generalists, and also the specialists are delegating to generalists. So basically the specialists are starting to focus on the management, supervision, and they are becoming like a project manager and operations managers of their department. And that is a next level of delegation. So starting to delegate project management is the start for every role. Operations management is the next level, because is a sort of a delegation that is self-updating itself, is creating processes by itself without you creating them. I cannot go into details, but be aware. And also be careful, because project management and operation management is such a complex topic. You can find university courses or like a lot of courses about that. But in this situation, you need to focus on small things. You cannot study everything about these two topics. That's why we are doing this explanation, because we want to focus you only on the most important thing that are relevant. Otherwise, you waste years of time studying everything without profit. Also possible to mix, as I mentioned, add specialists with adding generalists to specialists. In the playlist, I think we put another video where we talk about also you can create, being the owner, you can create a company that suits your need. So if you want to work as little as possible, you can delegate everything as soon as possible, right? If you want to generate more cash flow, you can delegate the minimum and delegate maybe generalist tasks and keep the management for yourself. It depends. Okay, this is the transition from stage 5 to stage 6. As you can see, basically what's happening, more of the generalist tasks are delegated from you, are delegated, and from the specialist department roles. More generalist tasks, and maybe some new specialists are introduced in the company. Another disclaimer, sometimes a generalist can do multiple generalist tasks for multiple departments. So sometimes you can see the yellow, it could have been done in some company from 1 to 2 person. You don't need necessarily 1 person for every dot. Specialists, usually, yes, you need 1 person that is doing most department. Sometimes you can put some department together, but depends of your company. And that's why we have the framework and we follow our student with coaching, because if you want to be really precise and surgical, you need to analyze your specific situation. You can have a shared generalist VA's assistance. Yeah, is what I already said. And here, and there is the next stage. So basically, what can happen here is that you can start to add departments and roles. You can divide the departments and roles in different people. And sometimes you can have like the head, for example, of multiple departments that is going from being the leader of the department to delegating him or herself to other people. I cannot go too much into details, but this is an example. This is not the end of the company, because after that there is other thing that you can do. I won't go into detail about what's the next step, but this is already enough. But yeah, I will sum a bit here what I want you to understand and learn. And please rewatch this video multiple times. If you want to know the context that we are talking about here, check the framework. Is free, is super valuable. Check the full framework. Okay, but most of the work is not done from the owner anymore in the last week. The owner is doing mostly like supervision, growth, innovation, development of operations, hiring people. Yeah, but this is the transition on how you can delegate from 0 to 82% the working time of the owner. Yeah, so if you're the owner, you're watching this video, this is the right video for you. If you want to delegate so much work, this is probably the way that is the best for you. If you want a custom solution, but we cannot do a custom solution here, opt in our content. To sum up, you need to give away delegate. Yeah, this is basics. Give away specialist roles, department, generalist activities, and basic tasks. How? Prioritize the step. So define the stage that you are, understand where you can start to delegate roles on generalist tasks and what generalist tasks and what roles, in the right order. In the framework, we talk about another important concept that is evergreen with evolving tasks. This is very important. Basically, evergreen are activities that stay for longer term. You can start to delegate them. For example, but I don't go into detail here. That you can prioritize based on skill, specific situation, and budget, and also about the time that you want to scale your company. If you want to scale from 1 to 100 million, is different than if you want to scale alone from 1 to 2 people, right? You know the steps to implement the 7 stages. There is a full framework. Basically, the framework is the full context because you can learn this, but what is the next step? What is the previous step? If you want, there is that. Is a sort of situation. As you see here, the 9 stages is included in the solopreneur delegation step, in the task clustering, so in the dashboard setup. No, dashboard setup, no. Structure for small business only. Company segmentation. Yeah, in the step 1, 3, 4, 5, we implement this thing. And the framework is basically teaching you to do that, mixing with other techniques, because this is not the only thing that you need to do, of course. If you're not ready to opt in, of course, there is also the free YouTube playlist here linked. Now we will put probably at the end of the video the links somewhere on in the description. And the playlist has a free delegation tool tips strategies. Okay, so to conclude, if you want to go further with this, stay till the end of the video again and go to the YouTube playlist, to the suggest video that you will see at the end of the screen, or opt in the free additional content exclusive that is not on YouTube. That is the full training video that you can opt in and the full PDF. If you want really to implement, go there. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video is not ended yet. Wait, subscribe, like, and comment with questions. And please let us know in the comment below in what stage are you. If stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or whatever stage you are with your company. If you want to know more about these for free, we have 2 opportunities. The free full training of the framework that shows you the big picture is very, very powerful. Or there is a playlist that we are creating here on YouTube, a collection of tips, tools for easy implement delegation in your company in the best way for a small business owner, solopreneurs, and self-employed people. So see you in the next video, in the playlist, or in the full training video.